The half-orc fighter looks up. Surprised Pikachu face.png. So he's now being eaten by a gelatinous cube. It hurts. A lot. The cultists remove the cube and heal him for a bit to ask questions, but he hasn't given up hope. So into the cube he goes again. Hey, what's up everybody, still Rogue here. Oh no, I hear some burning in the background. Alright, it's taken care of. How are you guys doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day today. Before jumping into today's video, I wanna just quickly kindly ask you to consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. The majority of people watching aren't, and it only takes a moment and you can undo it later if you want, so thanks so much. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. The Lord and I, we have an agreement. Pimmy, Elwood Blues, Aasimar with 6 levels in Hexblade and 6 levels in Devotion Paladin. Be tasked with destroying a biological super weapon and finding the cure. Weapon is a virus that's specially designed for killing celestial beings. Between guilt from previously nearly killing a party member and not wanting other party members to come to harm, I enter the room with only the Warforged party member. The room has glowing blue spores floating around it. The spores immediately gravitate towards me and enter my skin. No save because I'm a celestial. And the DM had dropped many hints about how dangerous it was, and it was made to kill me especially. I know that I don't have much time left. Start immediately chucking the bottled virus into elemental lava buckets, and I destroy it all with the help of the Warforged. I then collapse. Locate object. Bioweapon cure.x. Point to a cupboard and the Warforged goes ham on it, getting the cure out and feeding it to me. He then chucks me out of the room and closes the door behind him to prevent the spores from escaping. The DM tells me to make a singular death saving throw. I do so. You see, the Lord and I, we have an agreement. I'm on a mission from God.mp3. Natural20.jpg. The party loses their The DM loses his even harder. I am informed by the DM that a 14 or lower would have instantly killed me. 15 to 19 would burn away all of my divine class features, leaving me a magical cripple of sorts. 20 and I'm a-okay. I believed in the heart of the cards.mp4. Jesus Christ, that was such a bad idea. That was such a bad idea going into that and risking it all like that, and literally got saved by the dice. I cannot believe how lucky that was. Jesus Christ. The party kills my boss without any resistance. Pimmy, the DM, be not me, the slime fighter, the tiefling rogue, the half-elf monk, and the halfling paladin. All of them are level 5 at the same time. A bit of backstory now. In session 1, the party kills a baby creature and uses its spines to craft weapons. These spines have intrinsic paralysis properties. The halfling paladin creates a spear with the spines, which can cause paralysis on a crit if a creature fails a DC 18 con save. It's pretty balanced in my eyes, since the creature can roll the save at the start of its turn every round. Back to the present now. The party meets an NPC while searching for the entrance to a library that contains all knowledge of any sentient being in the world. We will call him the Game Master. The Game Master refuses to let the party into the library unless they play his game. After a few rigged games of cards, the Game Master offers them one last chance to play a more involved game, quote unquote. The party, of course, accepts, and they get transported into the Game Master's pocket dimension. While there, they fight a dinosaur and talk to the locals that are also believed to be trapped there for years. During their chats, the voice of the Game Master echoes throughout the plane, letting everyone know of a white dragon that had appeared. The party goes to scout out if the information is correct. And yep, it's definitely a dragon, alright? The locals decide to send their best hunters out to kill it for the safety of the village. The party follows along to quote-unquote help. Combat begins. It's the party and 2 hunters versus a young white dragon. The halfling paladin rolls top of the initiative. Okay, we should be fine as long as he doesn't... The halfling dragon crits on a spear throw with the paralysis spear against the dragon. Okay, it should be fine, it has a +7 to its con saves. I just have to roll above an 11. I roll a 2. Oh no. The dragon is now paralyzed and the party moves in to kick it like a dead horse. We get to the dragon's turn. Okay, it's time to roll high and punish them. Oh Jesus Christ, I roll a 6. Why is this happening? The party continues to beat on the helpless dragon. With the crits from the paralysis, it's nearly dead already. The last try to have the dragon get up, and I roll a 5. The party successfully defeats the dragon before I could get even a single attack off. My boss fight has been successfully avoided by 1 spear. Oh boy, that was such a, disappointing boss fight. I mean, from, I don't know, for both perspectives, right? Is it really enjoyable to just beat on a helpless white dragon? I really feel like that DC 18 con save for the spear is insanely high. They're only a level 5 party. I don't know what level they started at, but they say they have that since session 1. I don't know, that just seems a bit ridiculously high. Spit, swallow, gargle. Trying really hard to not make a stupid joke about the title right now. Anyway, oldie but a goldie. And this really warmed my heart to just see my name mentioned over here. I just want to point that out. I left a comment in the post too. I'm not sure if the guy that shared the story is watching this video. But hello to the person that wrote this. If you're watching, I really appreciate the kind words. Anyway, let's get back to the story. Bimmy, forever DM with a slightly sadistic streak and a great sense of humor, running a 4th edition campaign. Back then, 5th edition did not yet exist, and we didn't have anything for 3rd edition. Peanut Me, half-orc fighter with a sense of humor, and the rest of the party. Months prior, the half-orc fighter had mentioned something jokingly, and I decided to make it a reality. I had set this up specifically, but had been waiting for precisely the right moment to pull this particular rug. The party is attacked by cultists, as they had intended, and the half-orc fighter gets captured and thrown into a cell. He is in a 5x5x5 cell and constantly interrogated by the cultists. Famously uncooperative, the half-orc fighter gets pissy and starts hurling insults and threats. Rolls intimidation, but gets an 8 with the modifier, so they don't really care. After a while, the cultists get fed up with his shenanigans and decide to begin the torture, and pull a chain that opens the trapdoor that's above his cage. The half-orc fighter looks up, surprised Pikachu face that PNG, so he's now being eaten by a gelatinous cube. It hurts. A lot. The cultists remove the cube and heal him for a bit to ask questions, but he hasn't given up hope, so into the cube he goes again. Thankfully for him, the cultists hadn't done a thorough search of his person for magical objects. If they had, they would have noticed the spoon that he had been given several sessions prior that neutralizes poisons, acid, toxins, etc. of anything you eat with it, but could only possibly do 1 damage. Lightbulb.png. Yep, it was a contest of who could eat whom faster. He would have lost if the cultists hadn't kept healing him, as they needed the info, and the party rescued him almost immediately thereafter. One of the only times that I've seen a player legit almost die from laughing. Good times. The villain emerges. Bimmy, relatively new DM. Be the party. 3 new players with about 2 sessions of D&D experience between them. A tiefling barbarian, a gnome ranger, and a half-elf warlock. The campaign has been a road trip across a homebrew world collecting magic MacGuffins. Quite efficiently slaughter anything that I throw at them, so there's no real recurring villains so far. Resting in a town, the party sees a noble having an argument with their friend. Says he hired her weeks ago to get rid of a ghost and she still hasn't done it. To be fair, she's been dead the whole time, got resurrected an hour ago and is still pretty out of it. The party strikes up a conversation with him and offers to get rid of the ghost instead. The noble looks down his nose at them the whole time and refers to them as "you people." The party, especially the barbarian, don't like his attitude, but agree to work for him anyways. Run a fairly standard haunted house adventure. Animated armor, furniture that moves, appearances of a ghost who repeatedly tells the party to leave. They reach his sanctum at the top of the house. There's a plot twist. He's a wizard who bound his spirit to an object in the house after a murder attempt. He still owns the house, has the title deed and everything. The noble wants him gone so he can claim the house instead. The party persuades the wizard spirit to give them the deed and let them live downstairs, provided they leave his sanctum alone. They wait until the noble shows up in the morning and flaunt the title deed and kick him out of their new property for being such a dick. They then decide to start a potion shop to supplement their adventuring income. This place was only meant to be a stopover town. Alright, screw it, guess they're based here now. Start rolling more NPCs to populate the place. Use a random table of jobs to decide what everyone does. I decide I'll roll for the noble too. 37, potion seller. Oh that JPEG. Well, we have our villain. Scrappy band of low-level adventurers quickly find that the potion market in nearby towns is absolutely dominated by the snooty they hate. The barbarian steps up. Guys, running this is going to be expensive, but I have an idea. Talks to the local orphanage about their work experience and apprenticeship program. Talks to the mayor about the good work that they're doing helping these kids and how they should get a tax break. Rolls so goddamn well that the mayor not only grants it, but throws a huge gala giving them a lot of publicity. Ranger nods approvingly. My turn. Buys potion from rival business. Heads to the busiest part of town and proceeds to fake a seizure with an empty bottle prominently showing the rival business logo in her hand. The barbarian arrives and laments her choice in potions with great histrionics before carrying her lifeless body away. Days pass and rival potions lose customers in droves. The party seems satisfied with their new market share and free potions, so they get back to adventuring, fighting a clan of assassins several sessions later. The barbarian decides he wants to keep the skull from one of them after burning their flesh off. Yay, hellish rebuke. Takes the whole skeleton for some reason though. Laughs. Hey DM, how easy is it to get into this guy's potion workshop? Some tense rolling later, the rival business takes another publicity hit after words get around that workers found human remains in a potion vat. The party continues adventuring, and the barbarian uses his downtime to continue his personal campaign of psychological warfare and corporate sabotage. Hires 3 hobos, the players, to burn down the rival's mansion. Pays them way too much, and they get bombed on the most expensive whiskey they can buy and instead burn sacks of manure in the lobby, which was arguably the best roleplay of the campaign up to that point. Fast forward several sessions. The warlock attempts to teleport the group home with a magical item late at night. Roll isn't great. They end up in the nearest potion shop instead, the rival's warehouse. They proceed to steal anything they can and set 2 of his vats on fire. They escape without detection. Publicly offer their condolences to the rival over this freak accident. They offer to hire any of his staff who are temporarily out of work while he rebuilds. Use this boost in PR and access to his workers to expand their customer base and steal potion recipes, respectively. As rival starts to rebuild, goad him into a diversity hire PR stunt by very publicly employing their friend, a shifter, which is part of a vilified minority group. He hires the 3 hobos that the party have already paid off to cause as much trouble in his factory as possible. On the barbarian's suggestion, the party further f***ed his workforce by secretly using some of their funds to increase access to illegal drugs near his factory. Watching horror as great roll after great roll lets them turn part of their own city into a drug-addicted, crime-ridden ghetto. Turns out, the real villain was the friends that we made along the way. It is so freaking hilarious that all of this just happened because the noble was an the start, and then he unluckily just rolled very low in his profession and he just happened to also be a potion seller. That is, god, I know he was an asshole with them at the beginning, but I kind of feel bad for the guy. I'm gonna be honest here. Anyway, on that note, that's gonna be it for today's video. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like if you did and subscribe for more if you haven't already. Also, thank you to everyone supporting the channel on Patreon as well as YouTube. So thanks so much for the support given there. I appreciate it a lot. Links below if you want to check those out. Links below to the social media, Discord server, Reddit, and everything else. And yeah, that's it. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.